We can just go ahead and start. I'll see the video when it pop up.
Okay.
Okay. So just like to get some basic stuff out of the way, just say your name, your age, your hometown, and what you do.
Okay. My real name, right?
Yeah, or what you go by.
Okay. My real name is Francis. My last name is it's I.E. spelled A-I-H-E. But that's where my rap name comes from. So I just kind of changed the spelling a little bit, but it's still pronounced the same way, I.E. So I do go by just I.E. Letter I.E. That's my rap name. I was originally born in Minnesota. I lived there for a while, about maybe 8 years, 9 years, and I moved to Florida, and that's where I've been majority of the rest to this point. So,
Okay. And are you just a rapper? Or you produce and everything?
um, yeah, I'm a rapper as well. I produce. I'm like a video director. I edit videos and shoot videos. So,
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your background, like how you grew up and to all the way to like how you got to where you are today.
pretty much, I grew up with four sisters. And we were raised pretty, standard old school. My dad was really, really strict, kind of to protect us. Weren't always living in the best conditions growing up, but we always made it work. Definitely, I grew a lot. Like I was like in sixth grade and I was 6 foot, so I definitely I was kind of forced to get into basketball, but eventually, when I started playing basketball, I just started falling in love with the sport, and it grew on me.
Baby girl, I'm addicted. I play my part, tell me where the script is. For you, I walk the distance. If loving you's a sin, I need forgiveness. That's a couple lines to warm you up. Heart's been broken in the past, look like you mourned enough. You got your guards up, wanting to play it tough.
Why and how did you decide to get into music?
Well, this is what happened. I was going into my senior year. I was expecting to have a breakout senior year and do really good at Auburn. Try to make it to the NBA. But unfortunately, I got hurt. I hurt my knee. I had to have surgery, and I was out for the season. So I couldn't play that season, and that was my senior year. So I focused on academics, and through that downtime, I took a trip back home to see one of my friends, my good friends that does music. He's a rapper, and in that time period, he kind of reintroduced me to just, because in high school he used to bring me over to do some music, but just kind of like, joking around, just having fun, but not really serious. Well, I came back and around that time I got hurt, and I started doing music with him, and that's how it started. So it was during my senior year of Auburn, while I couldn't play, that I started, leaning towards music.
Okay. What's your favorite thing about music?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'll have to say the emotion it provokes in people. Like music is medicine, and it can go either way. It can get you ready for anything, pretty much. If you want to go to sleep, it's music that can get you ready for sleep. If you want to get hyped up for a game, so I guess it's the emotion it provokes that from people that really intrigues me about music. I call it, like, that's why I named my mixtape like High Relief, because to me, a high relief is like that. Just when if you listen to some D'Angelo or some girls, or you listen to some Erykah Badu, or you listen to some whatever you listen to, and you get that feeling of just like, this music is just too good, it just takes over you. That's like a high relief. So like that aspect of the music just intrigues me a lot, because the power to just satisfy please people's ears with your music and provoke certain emotions that you can make them feel. It's just it's pretty interesting and definitely something worth, loving music for.
I'm reaching for stars.
I'm reaching for stars, stars.
Hey man, I'm just trying to chase my dreams, man. That's all, man. Trying to stay focused. Check me out. Here I am, reaching for stars. Thinking to myself, I gotta make it far. I jumped in my car, but stayed in my lane. Nothing to lose.
What project are you most proud of?
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh man. I'll definitely say High Relief, my last project, because it took me, I went through a lot to get that project done. I was kind of all over the place. Like I was, crashing at friends' couches. I was working as a janitor at that time. It was like a lot of highs and lows at my life at that time. And, I was really trying to figure out what I wanted, to do exactly. Like if I'm going to, go all the way with this music. So I believe it's kind of like my stamp, like I'm in it for the long run. I'm not going anywhere. I won't continue to improve as an artist. So High Relief definitely is the one I'm most proud of.
What about your favorite song that you've done?
My biggest song?
Your favorite song? What song are you most proud of?
Favorite song. Man, my favorite song is not been out yet. So the ones I've done, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've done. I have released. I'll do it that way. What's my favorite one? Probably. Right now, I'm a little biased because of my last project. Before I would have said Reaching for Stars. I have a song called Reaching for Stars that, I put out a while ago. That used to be my favorite. But now, I really like this track called Love Struck on my new project. Because that was like my first time sampling. It was a real situation, that I was involved with another woman. So it was real organic and natural. I put a lot of, my real life stuff in my music. So really, if people really listen closely to my music, they probably know a lot about me if they just pay attention. Because they almost can, some stories even match up, when you can even go back to my last tape and, you can see that girl that I was talking about on one of my tracks still be on the new project. And she has a track where I'm addressing the same thing, and what actually happened between me and her. So if you listen to Too Good Too Soon mixtape and you listen to High Relief, you'll see that I was with a girl on Too Good Too Soon mixtape. I broke up with a girl on High Relief, and I found another one. Then when I dropped my next project, y'all find out what happened between me and her. I'm serious. So that's how it really is. I usually drop a lot of hints to what's going on in my life, my music. So that's
Girl, hey. Man, this girl right here is beautiful. Not your everyday usual. A different type individual. Beautiful mentally and physical. Yeah, that's real shit. The type of girl I can deal with. The type of girl, if you act up, you better get your shit together real quick. Yeah.
What projects are you working on now? And what can people be expecting from you in the near and far future?
Okay. My friend from high school, the one that does music that's got me into it, we got this group in Orlando where it's 2 artists and 2 producers. We're just kind of like a production group, and we're just friends. When we come together, we form 24K. Just like if Kendrick and Absol and them came together, that's Black Hippie. So that's our group right here. And it consists of those 2 producers and me and my friend that do music. His name is Young South. So we all came back and we decided to put together a compilation. Like we all went to high school together. We've known each other over the last 10 years. So we wanted to put our music together to display for everybody our, talent, what we've been talking about. Because, I've been saying it for 3 years. My friend's been saying it, throughout high school. We always wanted to do music. And my other producer, he's actually Doc Rivers' son, oldest son. And we played high school basketball together. So we kind of known each other on the basketball side. Now we're actually doing music together. So we all teamed up this group called, 24K, and we got 24K compilation album dropping within the next probably 3 months. So, and we're about 95% done right now with it. So I'm really, really excited because this was actually my first time actually going in the studio, like studio time paid for. I don't like people like necessarily knowing exactly what to expect. What people should expect, what people do expect from me the most is progress. I take pride and I'm like obsessed with like progression. I really take time to study the game. I work on my delivery. I work on my content. I work on everything. Like just like anybody would have went to the gym or whatnot. I do it the same way. Like I treat it. I'm very serious about it. So everybody expects the progression and the improvement. So that's one thing everybody can expect me to keep setting the bar higher with every project I release. And I'm going through turmoil, but I'm using my converting that into the music, the best way I can. Whether I'm talking about a certain situation or talking about that, the emotion was really, really strong. So the more emotion I have, the easier it is for me to write, because once the emotion is there, the words just keep flowing. So the emotion was there, the motivation was there to really put out strong material. So I know by far 24K will probably be my biggest project and probably reach the most. It's probably the most, I don't want to say mainstream, but it just has the ability to reach. It's more grand of a sound. Like everybody's used to me messing with different melodic kind of sounds and stuff. But this is more of like a grand production. This is kind of like the first time people are really hearing me on grand production, like serious music that, like almost like a good music Kanye type of feel, you know what I mean? Like just really grand. Like you can tell people really took their time to construct this music and compose it. So we made all this music is from scratch. We didn't borrow no instrumentals, nothing. We made everything from scratch, all the producers and everything. We came together and put together, I think it's going to be 12 tracks, 10 to 13 tracks, my fault, for 24K. And it's going to be me and my friend Young South is going to be on the mixtape. So it's kind of just like almost like a Jay and Kanye kind of, feel.
Are you excited?
Man, I'm beyond excited.
Forget riding in the back seat or walking home on that back street. I want my own car at the taxi, a Range Rover if you ask me. Still feel like times are hard, trying to find work on the boulevard, where some niggas try to act hard, trying to rebound at that backboard. But haters try to get the best of me, never ever let the niggas get to me, trying to control my destiny.
Next question. What are your goals, like your personal goals and professional goals?
Okay, my personal goals is I just want to strive to be the best person I can be. And I know that kind of sounds cliche, but I know if I somehow be the best that I can be at a really consistent rate, I know that me being the best I can be will change a lot of people's lives because that's just the kind of person I am. So, I want to influence people. Personally, I want to influence people. I want people to chase their dreams. I want my story to be motivation to people. When they found out the way I started with music, it was a one-man band when I started because I went back to Auburn and I was just doing everything myself. I was recording myself. I was mixing the music down. I had no idea what I was doing, but I just watched YouTube tutorials. I was just really driven to learn all that stuff. And 3 years later, it paid off. And even when I was in Montgomery and I did a song for Auburn called Orange Navy, and it actually blew up. When I was in Montgomery, I had no intention for it to blow up. I was nowhere close to where I needed to be musically. I was just releasing because I loved it. I knew I wasn't high. I knew I was, but I knew it was a process. My fault. It's a process because the way I look at it, like if you right now you want to lift 190 pounds, but you can't do it right now. That's great that you want to do that. But right now, you only can live, let's say you live 150. You have to give the world 150 of you. Back then, that was me like giving the world the 150 version of me. Knowing one day I want to live 190, but this is all I can do right now. I had a ceiling. So every time I released a project, I just kept expanding and finding new ways to deliver my music. My voice got a lot stronger and more. I grew up. You can hear if you ever listen to my first project and you hear the new stuff I'm doing now, like I've matured into this person that I was. I experimented so much. I did music that was, that maybe a lot of hipsters will listen to. I tried making trap music when I first started. That's not, like over trap beats, not like rapping about it, but just rapping over heavy trap beats. Then I did the whole, kind of conscious rapper thing. And all of a sudden, it just all came together in the right way. And now I know my style, I know myself a lot more better than I've ever known. So therefore, it's bringing out new flows, new deliveries, new tones and stuff like that. So, now this new project, man, I'm just really excited for everybody to hear the progression. But like I said, back to your same question, just to be able to inspire somebody, because when they want to rap, but they think they need to go straight to the studio right away. Sometimes you just kind of have to be self-made with it. You have to just start your own magazine. Want people to embrace. I had to start. To get to where I am right now, I had to sacrifice the years of not being good or not knowing what I was doing to get here. So sometimes you just have to just get going. Sometimes people defeat themselves before they even start. So if I can inspire them by telling them, hey man, I used to record on the Guitar Hero mic, which I really did, it will probably be like, hey, if he can do that and he's where he's at, it will motivate that person to just, get going. So that's personal. Professionally, I definitely want to win a Grammy. That's like any artist championship right there. You just want, I love making the music for what it is. Like, I know right now I'm an underground rapper, and maybe not too many people know about me. That's why I'm underground. But you still want to get the recognition and be acknowledged for your work. It's cool when you can say in your head, oh, this is a great body of music. Then you put it out there, and everybody tells you it's a great body of music. So you knew you weren't wrong. People like to confirm things. So when you put your music out there, people confirm that you did a good job. It gives you that feeling inside of self, accomplishment. So definitely going for Grammys. I want it all, man. I want it all.
My bars, cause I spit what you relate to. It's funny how these highs and lows in life can also make you loud. I remember when I didn't have $1, girls used to front.
What are your thoughts on the current state of hip hop?
I think it's evolving. I don't like getting into the hip hop is dead kind of stance, because I think when you do that, it's almost like that person that knows something bad happened in the room, and everybody's in the room already that knows that. So this new person just comes in the door, looks around and goes, hip hop is dead. And everybody's like, oh, it's like rubbing it in. So I'd rather be the guy that comes in and be like, you know what? I still hear some breathing. You know what I mean? I still see some vital signs that everything's gonna be all right. So I don't think it's dead or anything like that. But I think it's very diverse now at an all-time high. I mean, you got dudes like A$AP Rocky that are just you don't know what kind of influence. He's just mixed with all different types of influences, and he brings some. I like his music personally. Then you have someone like Joey Badass, who's just a really lyrical monster at a young age, kind of just rapping over the boom bap, kind of old school beats and stuff like that. Then you have, guys like J. Cole, Kendrick, just really preachers of the rap game. Lyrics, every lyric, even on a fun song, a lyric has to have a deeper meaning for them. It's like soul music, even if they get on, high energy beats. Like J. Cole did a song called Diamonds with French Montana and Rick Ross. And even on that, he still says some things that made you really think on a high energy beat. Same thing with Kendrick. Kendrick is just, So I wouldn't say it's gone. I just say it's very diverse, and I think people are getting used to it now, because everything has to change, Hip-hop's never going to just stay the same like how it was in the 90s or early 80s or whatnot. So That's pretty much it for that.
What about Chief Keef? What you think about him?
Chief Keef, I like some of his songs. I can't even lie. I mean, Chief Keef, man, he just, in my opinion, I believe him because it's like you hear through his music. Like I believe who he says he is. Like he is that guy he's portraying. That's why I think what makes his music acceptable for me because I really believe this kid. You know what I mean? I don't think he's putting the front. I don't think he could front if he wanted to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's cheap. Like he's really that guy. He's not a character. Like that's how he is 24/7. So, you know, I actually like a couple of songs a lot. Like I love the Sosa song and I Don't Like, of course, and 300. Those are like my top 3 I listen to. What
Mm-hmm.
is?
Okay. Name 5 things you can't live without.
5 things. God, family, good friends. That's 3. Music. That's 4. Let's see. Well, definitely food. Can't live. Like I gotta throw something in there that keeps me alive.
Okay. What makes you special?
Number one thing that makes me special because I just me. I'm me, and I'm the only person in this world. And the only person out of everybody in this world has gone through what I've gone through. So it makes it a very unique situation. So therefore, I instantly stand up, just like you stand up. You know, that's exactly what makes you special and different from me. That I don't know what you've been through in your lifetime, but you know you don't know what I've been through. But I've been through it, and I'm telling my story, you know, through music. So that's what makes me special.
One nation, our nation, under God, what a great situation. My situation, back against the wall. They want to see me stumble, then see me fall.
Describe your fan base.
My fan base right now is all over the place. Very diverse. I've got people from China, Australia, be big fans. Here in the U.S., it's just kind of all over. I'll say my fans right now are real underground. Like they love underground music. Not too mainstream. I have a couple mainstream fans, I'm gonna say. Yeah, that's pretty much my fan base. It's very diverse, but like I said, mostly underground right now. But I do have some mainstream people that, you know, that do listen to Lil Wayne's and the other guys, and that will listen to my music as well. You know what I mean? That's why I say mainstream.
Okay. Name someone you'd like to work with, dead or alive. Anybody. If you could work with anybody, who would it be?
Oh man. I'd probably say Bob Marley. I grew up so much on his music. You know, my dad played so much Jamaican music. Like I thought I was Jamaican for like real. Like I swear I thought I was Jamaican. I used to tell people at school I was Jamaican. So that'll just let you know how much I thought I was. But yeah, definitely Bob Marley. I think that'll be me and him will come up with some really dope music.
Okay. What advice do you have for aspiring artists?
I would definitely say block out what anybody is telling you that is not constructive criticism. Because a lot of people, anybody that's telling you not to do it and they can't come up with a valid reason, you know, for telling you like, hey man, I don't think you should rap. You don't have the right voice. This is why I think you don't, you know, those to me are not valid reasons. Those are people like, that's personal opinion. But like, you know, if something, I couldn't even think of a valid reason why you should tell someone they can't do music. To be honest, anybody can do music. So I will block all that out first. Then know what you want to do with it and understand where you want to go. And you got to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Where do I want to go with this? What's my goal? Do I just want to make music to make money? Am I making music because it's a passion of mine? Am I trying to inspire people, influence people? Like, how do you want people to look at you as an artist? That's a lot of things people don't ask themselves before they get in. Because I remember when I got in, I was just like, okay, I love making music. I don't know where I want to ever sell this. You know what I mean? I just maybe wanted to make it for my own enjoyment. So I think it's important that you block out what a lot of people are going to tell you initially, because some people told me stop rapping. People told me, I mean, for real, people used to, Alabama versus Auburn. When I did an Auburn song, a lot of Alabama fans used to write me in my inbox just saying the most horrible things. Like, oh, you suck, you're trash, you should never rap, your parents should have never had you. So I'm getting this early criticism. I'm getting killed, when I first started. So I went through a rough stage, but it motivated me to get better. And I always promised myself I'll continue to get better. Same promise now, because with me right now, I'm nowhere close to I'm still not at the 190 yet. You know what I mean? Right now, personally, I think I'll be, let's say I start off at 150, I'm probably at maybe 170 right now. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to get to that 190, or maybe even 160. I got a lot of work to do to be the artist I want to be, but it's fun going through the process and growing as a student of the game, but yeah, that's that right there.
I say, my reality got these haters mad at me. Their eyes are dilated, they couldn't see the prophecy. I'm out the door, so why you keep knocking me? You say you ain't hitting, come on son, you gotta be. I hit him up with the air lover. I'm all about.
What are your favorite things to do besides music?
Besides music or anything that has to do with music?
Besides music.
I like to direct videos. Like anything. It could be weddings, it could be, I love video, just video anything. That, I'm gonna have a good fashion sense. Like a love for music and fashion, they go hand in hand to me. So fashion just kind of came along. Now I'm getting interested in the more lucrative side of fashion. Like, I pay attention now, like I do with hip hop. I hop on the hip hop blogs, but now I hop on the fashion blogs to see what's out there.
Okay. What's something that a lot of people don't know about you?
I'm 6'10". I'm taller than a lot of rappers out there. So yeah, because people see me and they know I'm tall, but they never think like I'm almost close. A lot of people don't know that I'm closer to 7 foot, than 6 foot. So,
You're like the same height as Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Alright, what position did you play?
Power forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the best lessons you learned or the best advice that you've given or received?
One of the best advice for music has been from Kendrick. When I met Kendrick about a year and a half ago, Kendrick told me, like, I know it sounds simple, but hearing from somebody that's actually having success. This is right before Kendrick got on Drake's album and did a verse on there. So this is before it really hit mainstream. He told me, stay consistent. Stay consistent in everything you do. People like consistency. They want consistent verses. You always want to be known for dropping dope verses. Consistent with dropping dope videos. Giving the fans in your crowd something they can really embrace. So just consistency was really that. Then probably from my dad and my good friend, just being patient. It's so hard to stay patient when you want something, and you're really determined to get it. But you're gonna feel 10 times better if you wait for it and let it come at the right time. So before I used to be anxious, like, oh, I gotta make it. But I'm thinking to myself, if I blew up back then, I probably would have been out of the game a long time ago. Because one, I was not ready. So if I did drop anything, it's probably gonna be like a hit song, then I'll probably fade away. But I'm thinking about how I was as an artist back then when I thought I wanted to make it so bad now, and how much I've grown now, and how much now that I'm about to be 25. How much more knowledge I have that if I did blow up right now, I feel like it's more deserving, and I feel like I've been through the struggle. So like, no one can really play games with me because I've seen it all, So.
What are your thoughts on comparisons, like when people compare you to other artists?
I think that's fine. Because, I don't take offense to it, I think it's cool that, because that's just the world we live in. You know, oh, you dress like this person. Oh, you look like this person. Everybody likes to connect the dots. You know, oh, you sound like Michael Jackson. Oh, you dance like, you know what I mean? That's how they say with Chris Brown. Like, they're always going to want to pin something. So I think the fact that they even pinning me is a plus. It's like, all right, pin me to something, you know. But, as long as you continue listening to my music, that's fine.
Okay. This is my last question. What inspires you?
Life, people, you. I mean, just by doing this interview, I'll probably turn up some more. I turn everything into like positive energy. That's how it is. I like conversation with people, like I said, to inspire people. So just life in general, things that happen, that's what inspired me. Even something tragic can happen. Like I said, my cousin passed away. You know, he died 3 weeks ago, but that has gave me a certain energy to go even harder, because the lesson from that I learned is you can't really take nothing for granted. You know what I mean? It hurt me. You know, I put it in the music. But like I said, I grew from it. It wasn't in vain, because, you know, by me turning up, who knows how many more people I'm going to inspire now with what I do. And, you know, I can tell them by him, maybe, you know, passing away, it gave me the energy to turn up more, to reach more people now. Now by him dying, I'm changing lives through me. You know what I mean? So things like that, like just life, anything life just really inspires me. And, you know, like I said, family, it could be anything. So that's what really does for me.
Okay. I actually just thought one more question, sorry. But who's your favorite singer or artist, and why?
Singer of all time, or just now?
All time.
All time, on both sides? You want me to answer for singer and rapper?
Artist.
Okay, artist. Of all time?
Yeah.
Has to be Michael Jackson. And like I said, I know it sounds cliche, but man, you don't understand. As a kid, I thought I was Michael Jackson as well. Like, hey, what kid that grew up in the 90s and not imitate dancing like Michael Jackson? Everybody tried to do the moonwalk. Everybody tried to, you know, his influence on culture and music was probably one of the biggest of all time. Like, you can influence people with music like the way Michael did. Michael had people passing out at shows, going to the hospital. You know, he had them doing everything. So definitely Michael Jackson, you know.
Get ready for the revolution. Get your hands up for the revolution. Get ready for the revolution. Get your hands up for the revolution. Get ready for the revolution. Get ready for the revolution. This is rap supremacy, the downfall of my enemies. One fist in the air and we burning down the embassy. If I die today, remember me as a real